Alright guys, with Halloween comes Devlog 32 from Prehistoric Kingdom. So yes, they haven't done one of these in a while, so let's jump in and I will read to you kind of what's going on, the state of development, and yeah, let's see what they have to say here at the very end of October. So first off, the team. As keen-eyed fans may have noticed, Shadow Raven Studios has been rebranded to Blue Meridian, the new and official name for our development studio. With an ever-expanding team and bigger aspirations, we felt that it was time for a new coat of paint that matched our ambitions. On the developer side, our team continues to grow with the addition of a new animator, Max. Some of you may already be familiar with his work found over on Twitter, and we couldn't be more excited to keep the studio growing with fresh talent. Development report. The art and studio members have had their hands full these past few months creating new buildings, the wetland biome, animals, animations, sounds, and music for the game. You saw and heard the fruits of their labor in our latest trailer showcasing the passion our team is putting into this project. The programmers aren't messing around either. Fences, paths, animal AI, modular building, and water rendering continue to receive further work whilst power management started development in the background. In terms of optimization, a flexible voice management system for audio was developed and integrated to ensure that the game sounds great and performs well in dense scenes. So now they go on to, they kind of give us a little bit of a development report. Pre-Alpha 1 Creative is good to go. Now they've kind of moved on into Pre-Alpha 2 Simulation. So as far as the programming goes, they're working on mini exhibits, the kind of like the macro management of mini exhibits, water painting, rivers, lakes, such, fence systems, generation polish, user interface, panels and buttons, power management. They're working on electrifying the fences, and guest systems, randomization, you know, tall, big, older guests, younger guests. As far as art goes, they are continuing to work on environment assets, terrain and foliage, animal assets, sculpts and textures, guest assets as far as clothing options, animation must go faster, building assets as far as structural art goes, and they're working on the UI and UX menus, and audio is Foley and game audio, and managing audio instances as far as voice system goes. Developmental highlights coming up next. It is modular building, and that is lighting. An assortment of recolorable lights can be used to make your park more interesting at night. In this spooky Halloween environment, creative use of coloring can help change the mood of an area in an instant, and this is really awesome. Just the lighting package, and the kind of, you can almost see in some of the stills the moon kind of beaming through the clouds in the background. Really cool, and the lighting that's popping off the guests look awesome as well. Though lamps and similar objects will only turn on at night by default, players can enable an option that forces them to stay lit regardless of the time. So I think that really goes into play, especially like if you're doing, like, we'll say a cave enclosure, like where your guests are walking back into a cave with maybe a glass wall that looks into the dinosaur exhibit. You're probably going to want that cave lit. So we will be able to manually force the lights as far as lamps and those type of objects. We will be able to make them go on no matter what time of day it is. Modular building and decorative plants. What's the point in building a zoo if you can't spend hours detailing the park with gardens? Our art team's got you covered with the addition of decorative tropical plants and world space mulch shapes. These fancy items can be scaled without the issue of texture stretch, making them an ideal solution for all your flower bed needs. And it looks like we are definitely going to get a very good variety of our modular mulch. So that is fun. Tropical decorative plants also coming. They look like they're doing a killer job on the ferns. And then it says, unlike regular flora, these vibrant plants are purely decorative, meaning they won't contribute to an exhibit's foliage density. Really awesome there. If you just want to if you just think that you can use these ferns, and you think that you can make the exhibit look cooler, they're not going to affect the density, which in turn could affect the rating of the exhibit or make the animals sick or, not accepting. So we definitely will have purely decorative options. Up next, they've got the wetland biome they've been working on. The wetland biome is home to many amazing creatures. Though there's a few more trees to create before it's done, plants like the Amazonian giant lilies, small lily pads, mangroves, reeds, and cypress already make any exhibit feel appropriately swampy. And then I'm gonna flash some pictures up real quick of some of the swampy awesomeness that we're already seeing here. Once the biome is complete, a final overview image will be available in a later devlog. Next up, they're talking about improved terrain blending. All biomes were updated to make enhanced use of height-based texture blending to make better mix and match various ground types in a realistic fashion. So, you know, you're going to be able to add the sand, the mud, mix it all together, hard gray rock mixed in with a little bit of snow, but you know, all of that definitely will help create that realism. And they go on to say stacking textures on top of each other at a low intensity can create some very unique and interesting combinations as seen above. Next on, Structure Showcase. Get to know the buildings of Prehistoric Kingdom with structure showcases. Traditionally featuring one building per month, these spotlights provide a quick look at new architecture from multiple angles. First up was the Industrial Power Station. This key utility provides power for the park by contributing to the local power grid, allowing guest facilities, infrastructure, and electrified fences to keep the lights on. Very, very cool. Mini exhibits designed to meet the optimal needs for its specialized inhabitants. Mini exhibits bring a selection of tiny animals to the park. Beginning with the Microraptor, players are able to customize the environmental preset, temperature, lighting, and material of its home inside the brand new mini aviary. So that is looking awesome. And the Microraptor is so stinking cute. And then, of course, we've got the news roundup, the announcement trailer and alpha. It's been a long time coming, but we finally revealed our release window and early access announcement trailer to the world, arriving Q2 of 2021. Get ready to build, manage, and grow the ultimate zoo for extinct animals in Prehistoric Kingdom. And it says, thanks to our fantastic publisher, Critivo, we were given the opportunity to work with IGN as part of an exclusive first look. We couldn't have asked for a better reception, and we are deeply humbled by the support we've been shown. We know everyone's hungry for more time frames, so we're pleased to announce that alpha will be available early next year to our eligible Kickstarter backers and Critivo pre-purchasers. Over the next few months, we'll be discussing exactly what to expect and when to expect it as we get closer to release. And then they go on to talk about working with Nigel Marvin. For years, our fans have wished for a very specific person to be a part of Prehistoric Kingdom, and that's now becoming a reality. We are incredibly honored to have British wildlife television presenter Nigel Marvin lend us his voice in our latest trailer. The reaction from the community has highlighted just how special this opportunity was, and we can't thank Nigel and his team enough for working with us. It's a relationship we hope to continue growing, so this mightn't be the last you hear from this beloved Time Trava Park Supervisor. Stream recap, early access launch roster. To begin, players will be able to breed and play with a selection of 22 adult species found on our brand new website, including the fabulous Diachytrus, Nasutriceratops, and the Microraptor. I hope I did not butcher those too bad. Refocusing the initial release roster was a choice made earlier in the year to find a consistent basis for quality and to ensure that we're not stretching ourselves too thin when adding new behaviors and features like ontogeny via updates. It also says early access launch features. Apart from the animals, players will be engaging with creative tools, management features, and progression loops during their time in Prehistoric Kingdom. So basically it says launch, key features, 22 adult species, mini aviary, basic AI, creativity, fences, paths, 150 plus modular pieces, terraforming, and 3 separate maps. Management, we'll get the staff will be the keeper, animal and guest welfare, guest facilities, resources, and the last bit is progression. They will have excavations and research, so that is really, really cool. Future content. During our time in early access, we'll be looking to build upon our foundations, adding new content such as breeding, growth, expanded behaviors, and more. And future content to be determined is New behaviors, hunting, fleeing, and fighting, breeding and growth, creating the next generation, expanded mechanics, weather, disease, more challenging breakouts, expanded management, additional staff and player considerations, of course, expanded roster, brand new creatures for your kingdom, and more. And then they go on to show some really cool art by Dino Dan and RT2, and we've got a little Dino trick-or-treating by Narwaller. And this is, this is coming at us very, very soon, guys. I don't think we're gonna have to wait much farther into the, once we get into the new year to really get our hands on this. And it says, thank you for reading October's devlog. With a release window out in the wild, we want our monthly dev updates to be focused and digestible. Going forward, all devlogs will follow the format set by this one, showing off development highlights and recapping extra tidbits released during the month. We sincerely hope everyone is excited as we are, and we can't wait to show you what's in store down the line. Until next time, the PK team. And there you have it, guys. We have our October devlog in the books, and yeah, I guess I will leave you with that as well. Until next time, I'm S. Dan Wolf. Thanks for stopping by and checking out this Prehistoric Kingdom update with me. Don't forget to wish list this on Steam today and go check out their website. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next update video. Thank you. See ya.